Hey everyone, what's up? Thanks for tuning in. I'm Virus, and I'm joined by Lockjaw, and we're going to be talking about Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Now, we did a lot of that last week, but now the game's out, and big surprise here, we bought it. So we're able to find a good deal. Amazon helped a little bit, except they shipped it late, so we weren't able to play it on Friday, on launch day. Got to play it a little bit over the weekend. And we're going to go over our first impressions, and also we're going to announce our first ever AZBros Gaming Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Tournament. So we'll put the code up there and stuff, so stick around to the end. We'll talk about it, we'll put the code up on the screen, and hopefully get some people to try it out. Hopefully it's not just us and the CPU, but you never know. We'll see how this goes. Yeah, super hard. But we did leave on smart steering, so we'll spoil that, so it's always an option. But yeah, we'll see how that goes, the tournament, and maybe we'll do more in the future. Yeah,
so you guys will get a chance to play with us if you're on at the right time. But we'll go over that more at the end, like we said.
So anyway, we got to play the game. Again, we were pretty outspoken, before it came out, that we were kind of questioning it. Is it going to be worth it? And then, of course, on Friday, on launch day, we did our video where we explained that, hey, we changed our mind about it. Check that video out if you haven't. But so right away, Lockjaw, what do you think about it? Like, just getting your hands on the game, getting to play it, first impressions on it.
Yeah, it felt like a brand new game again to me. It was really weird because I had to keep reminding myself that I've seen this stuff before and I played these tracks before, but yeah, it all felt brand new to me. Again, just like when we got the one for Wii U. So yeah, it was really nice, and trying the new stuff that helped as well, like the double items and the mini turbo and stuff like that. But yeah, that was, it's just weird because it's not, I mean, there is some new stuff, but the majority of it is, just ported over, and it's the same, but it still felt brand new. I think I was just fully able to appreciate all the stuff now due to all the little changes that they made.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because, like, I went into it thinking, okay, it's going to be Mario Kart, I'm going to check, or Mario Kart 8, like, I know the tracks, I know the carts and the parts and the items and all that kind of stuff. Because again, like, adding Boo doesn't, in my mind, wasn't going to change it up too much. Double items were going to be cool, but I was more interested to see the small changes. What do they do? Again, seeing people being more characters, maybe double items, all that. But yeah, after just a few races, I'm thinking this game feels different, and actually even before the racing, because as we mentioned previously, acceleration tiers are gone.
Yeah.
So immediately I'm looking at all the carts, and also, throw it out there, all the stats are changed. So if you have a combo you're used to using, you go in, you're like, well, it's different now. And then acceleration tiers, so it opens up a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So before even the race started, I'm just like, well, everything's on the table now. I have a million options now, whereas before I felt like I was extremely limited.
Yeah.
And even when you found an option you like you could do some combinations that were similar, but in the end, it just, I felt very limited. And now it's all open for me.
Yeah, I was purposely trying to use stuff that I never used before. I was always stuck with an inside drift bike, by choice, but I found a combo I liked, and the whole acceleration tier, like you were saying, and I just never really changed it up. But now with all the stats being changed and things being buffed and things being toned down a little bit, and stats meaning more, like the acceleration, I'm using ATVs a lot more. I'm really liking the ATVs.
Even just approaching courses. Again, the courses are familiar to us. We've raced on them a lot. DLC, like for me, not as much. I did kind of was winding down playing the game when DLC was coming out. Moving on to Smash and Mario Maker. But even the courses, and I should point out too that, like, for the last year or so, I really didn't play that much.
I played a little bit here and there, which is funny that it still is feeling brand new to me,
Well, yes, for me, like, I would assume that some of the stuff is going to feel a little different just coming back to it after about a year or so off. But even that aside, just racing, I had a different mindset. Like, we were talking about the stats and the kart combinations. It is, first of all, refreshing to go online and see all the different combinations. So I want to throw that out there.
Yeah.
People just trying different characters, carts, bikes, wheels, gliders, all that stuff. But yeah, like, just racing the tracks, I don't know. I have a different mindset about it, I should say.
And part of that is because of the double items, I think, because they have the double item blocks placed in areas where, like, the other day I was racing on Sunshine Airport, and they have the double item block under the plane. Yeah. So I chose to go there, not just because I'm like, oh, I'm trying new stuff out, but I really needed the items. I had no items. I was in first. I'm like, I'm going to lose a little bit of my lead here, but I need the items. It's worth it.
Yeah.
And so just that kind of thought process goes into it because, yeah, the items are a big deal, and just going out of your way to get the double item block is worth it, definitely.
Well, did you feel like just overall, not only like that, but like we talked about the choosing of cards, like everything about the game, I feel like I'm thinking about a lot more than I ever did in 8.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And I don't know if just we feel like we can truly appreciate all of it now, like I said earlier, because of all the little changes, or if it's just, I don't know. I'm not sure what it is. I mean, they did just change so much that we kind of have to look around and see what all the new stuff is and what it does. So.
Well, it is funny because I've seen a few people saying, I didn't buy it yet. I'm on the fence about it. I played a lot of 8. Is this game going to feel different enough for me? And like I said, from my experience, and I know you were saying it too, it honestly feels like a different game, like a new game. Yeah. Like I said, the only thing is the tracks are familiar to you. You can jump right into it because it's familiar. But then once you get past that, it feels different. Maybe it's because I didn't play it for a little bit there. Maybe some people who were just like nonstop from day one till now would beg to differ. I don't know. I'd be curious to hear from those people.
Yeah.
But for me personally, it does feel like a new game to me. Like here's one thing we were saying, and we'll talk about this some more in the future. But prior to the game, I'm like, just gonna push back 9. Yeah, it makes me kind of mad. We're not gonna get a new one now. Well, honestly, after playing this, I wouldn't mind playing this game for another 3 years or so. Like,
yeah, same here.
I don't want 9 to come out right away now.
It really is like 8. Well, I think you said this before. Like 8 was a beta.
Yeah,
you know, and this is like the full, true release of the game. That's what it feels like to me. And yeah, like I said, there's actually like a lot of little things that I don't know if a lot of people realized. I was racing the other day and I actually got a bomb in first online, and I'm thinking, okay, so the bombs are now a first place item. That's pretty cool. I think it's good because that just gives more options for first place. They usually just had banana, green shell coins. You still have the bomb in, and super horn, but that was rare. And I'm actually getting the bomb quite frequently.
Well, the bomb you have to drop it. You have to drop it at a certain time to block stuff, or you can't drag it.
Yeah, it's not really for blocking, in my opinion. Though it's kind of acting as if like what the fake item block used to be used for.
Yeah.
Truly, just to try to throw up the people behind you or throw them off. And so you want to drop it not to block stuff necessarily, even though you could, but to try to destroy them, the people behind you. So.
One thing I want to point out too, and a couple just like. We don't have any notes here. We're just off the top of our head. We've been playing this game, I said, over the weekend, a little bit this morning. Yeah, hopefully it doesn't get too insane, just jumping around. But the Ultra Mini Turbo, the pink sparks, purple sparks, whatever, I'm not sure what we've all decided on now to call it. I'll just call it the Ultra Mini Turbo. I find that, actually, even the Super Mini Turbo, the one below it, the yellow/orange one, I'm finding that as a heavy character, I use Morton. I always did. I wasn't like jumping on the bandwagon. I have a story about that, but I've always used Morton basically in a joking sense. But no, I find getting that second turbo way more difficult. Now maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just not. Maybe it's my combo. Having to change it up a little bit. Have you noticed any kind of a difference in that? Getting the turbos?
It's hard to tell. Like I've been using Bowser Jr. and so he's lighter, a lot lighter than Morton. I don't know. It's hard to tell. I seem to get it on the turns that make sense for it, and it's really hard to tell right now. And I've been using carts, and I never used carts in ATVs before. So I don't know. I just usually get the whatever turbo it'll let me get. Sometimes I'll try to hold out, but. Yeah, as far as like the timing of it, like if it's quicker, I really don't know. It's hard to tell.
Well, like on certain tracks, like I would try not to just do a single standard boost. I would always try to get the double because it was the max and whatever. And I feel like certain turns where I would typically just have that feel for like hold it, start drifting, get that second one, boost, go into another one, whatever. I'm not getting the second one now. I'm only getting the first one. And then I don't know. Again, I'm sure there's some stats out there.
Yeah, they may have changed it. I don't know.
And again, I kind of like it if they did. It changes up the game. It's like I'm saying, like even for the Ultra Mini Turbos, I'm approaching tracks, and I have a thought process now. Like I'm like, do I hold out and get that third turbo, the pink one, or do I just use one? Can I maybe get the two?
It really does add a lot to the game because I've had it on certain turns where I can hold it a little longer, lose a little bit more speed while I'm holding, and then get it and have it work well. And then I've had it where I try to hold it, I realize this ain't happening, and then it messes me up, and I have to just use my 1 turbo, but I lost speed trying to get the purple. So it's definitely, once again, just more to think about, you know. So
well, like you were pointing out too, and again, it's pretty big as far as I'm concerned, but the double item blocks where, like in first, basically if you get one, you know you're going to get a shield item. So maybe if you're front running, it would be worth it to just drop something behind you, to put some stuff out to maybe stop people, and then go a little out of your way to grab that double item block, so you get 2 items. And you're going to get probably coin, and then maybe a banana. So just, again, putting stuff behind you to stop people. That was something you couldn't do in 8. Because if you were in first, and you somehow managed to get a single green or a banana, you held on to it.
I'm constantly doing stuff while I'm in first now. Like, I'm thinking, even if I have the shield, I gotta think, well, I could drop it here, set out a trap for my opponents, and then grab a double, and then, you know, get another shield, and then I'll go from there. Sometimes I'll have the coin in my back slot, right? And I'll have a shield in the front. And I'm thinking, well, if they get a couple red shells or triples or whatever, then they're gonna get me anyway. Should I try to drop these, you know, maybe trip them up a little bit if they hit them, and then try to get another shield?
Yeah.
But then if I do that, I'm going to have to use my 1 shield. So it really is so much to think about now.
Well, I mean, I've heard people refer to it as a brain dead game, and just, you know, other little like jabs. Just, again, it's a casual party game.
Well, it's not like
it is what it is. We got to call it
really
that,
complex or anything, but it's not meant to be.
Well, I mean, but I actually find myself now with all the changes, and again, in 8, maybe 8 was more brain dead if you weren't using certain mechanics, we'll say. But in this one, without those to rely on, to fall back on, I feel like there actually is a lot more thought process. Now, I'm sure people will disagree, and then they're able to do that. That's fine. I don't have an issue with it. But I find myself thinking a lot more during races, like we're saying. Do you go out of your way to grab a double item? Do you drop your shield because you know you can grab a second one, you know, using the double item block? Do you go for the ultra mini turbo? Like, I've had certain turns where I'm like, do I hold it for like 1 more second and hope I get it? Because it's kind of weird. Like, I don't have a feel for it yet, getting that ultra mini turbo. Like,
sometimes I think I can get it and then I can't. And like I said, that puts me in a bad spot. So I am still learning these tracks and when I can get it. But yeah.
Well, also too, I want to bring up about the brake. What do you call it?
Oh yeah, that does feel very different to me.
It really has come in handy for me, but you got to make sure you don't hold it too long. Like, there is thought process. I keep saying that, but there really is a thought process when you're racing. Yeah. Item management, taking shortcuts. Again, like you're saying that I ran into. I was in the Twisted Mansion course, and I have like a gold mushroom, and I'm starting to take the shortcut. I do 1 push on it to get into the grass. The boo took my gold mushroom. Yeah. So it's interesting.
Yeah, he can take your item like midway through. Yeah. Like if you use it a couple times.
I'm actually finding that happening a lot, where he's screwing me over, like when I'm in a place where I can't recover from it.
Yeah.
And I like it. I think that's fantastic.
That's what boos do, right?
Yeah, I mean, but that is something that I'm seeing, and I'm like, it's another element to the game that I actually give Nintendo credit. Like, remember, we were kind of mocking, like, the boo item. Like, I like seeing him back. I think it's a cool item.
It can treat you a little unfair at times, but it can help as well. And once again, that's Mario Kart. I mean,
well, it's kind of cool being in first. Think about it. Like, even in 8, a guy in first having shield, maybe getting lucky and always pulling a shield. You can't stop him. You're only getting an item. Yeah. Now he's in first. He's got a shield. Well, guess what? The boo can take it. That's kind of cool. Or even a super horn.
And I like the whole the double item system too. We're just talking about it, like the front running, because now you can front run and be aggressive. It's a little risky because you never know when they're gonna. You can't check the items anymore because there is no gamepad. So you got to kind of think, well, they could have that red shell, but if I hit them, maybe they'll go further back and they can't hit me with it. They'll hit someone else. Yeah. But it's just a cool option to be able to play offensively and active. You know, you're more active in first now than you were before. You're doing things. You're thinking about things, and you can play defensively or you can play offensively in first, and that's a nice change.
Well, one thing that I've been saying on message boards and like when we talk about it, the game feels like Mario Kart to me again. And again, I grew up playing Mario Kart. I was born before the first one came out. I played the first one shortly after it came out, and I've played every Mario Kart since. So I know Mario Kart. Yeah. And I said I've always accepted it for what it is. Nothing more, nothing less. I just enjoy it. It's a fun game. It's a party game. Yeah. And I enjoy playing it. But this game, like 8, was different. And I said, not talking about any weird oddities to it. I'm saying just even using items, like it was an extremely defensive game. And I liked it on paper, but it didn't play out well in a race. And it made the game kind of slow. And I think that is what forced people towards some of the other techniques in the game.
Yeah.
But this game feels like Mario Kart, for better or for worse. Now, I'm seeing a lot of people who maybe only played 8, and they're saying, oh, the game's so hectic and so frantic. And that actually goes to my next question is, how do you feel about the item system? It does seem different, even disregarding double items, it feels a little different, but especially now that you have 2 items, a lot of stuff. Like we were saying, we're averaging, what, 1 to 2 blue shells per race, basically.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's feeling a lot like how Mario Kart Wii did.
Yeah.
And it's funny, because I told you the other day that it's frustrating, but I don't really mind it. You know what I mean?
I'm in the same boat,
it's just not a big deal to me, because once again, I don't really, you win or you lose, I don't really care. I just enjoy playing and racing on the courses. It's just fun. So if I'm getting clobbered, which has happened by like 2 to 3 blue shells per race, and I lose, or even if I still win, it's frustrating, but oh well, that's Mario Kart, right? But yeah, it is good to know that the blue shells still exist, because I'm getting hammered.
It definitely exists. I see that more than anything.
They are coming by like 2 to 3 per race, and most of the time I'm getting hit by at least 2 of those. So,
well, I found that, and that's good if you're getting hit by them because you're in first.
Yeah, that means I'm in first, but not for long. And when it happens by the finish line, that's really not good. But
well, I was gonna say, for me personally, I feel like for as many times as the game has screwed me out of first place or just out of spots in general, like moving back, it's equally helped me. So I don't mind it.
Yeah, that's true.
Again, this is what Mario Kart is. Like, being clear, this is kind of what it is.
Most of my, where I find the enjoyment from Mario Kart is just racing on the tracks.
Me too, yeah.
Like, I just have fun playing and just, it's mostly random because it just shows 3 online and then you can choose a random spot. And so I just kind of cycle through them and you just get to have fun racing on the tracks. And that's where I'm having fun. I mean, yeah, like you said, it is fun too when you get the items on your side and you get a bunch of red shells or mushrooms when you need it, or the blue shell comes when you're in second. So it's just that, once again, that's just Mario Kart. I mean, you get good luck, you get bad luck. That's how it goes. Well, and it can be frustrating, but once again, that's Mario Kart. Mario Kart's a frustrating game.
Well, what I always liked is you can race, like, again, there's 48 tracks, so you have a lot of variation as well as battle mode. But like when it comes to racing, you can race on Mario Circuit 10 times in a row with like the same crowd, the same group of people, and all 10 of those races are probably going to be different, depending on people's skill level, but even regardless of that, items are going to change it up. And that's what I've always enjoyed about Mario Kart, that I can just sit down for 1 hour, 2 hours, 20 minutes, whatever it may be, and just play a few races. If I play 4, if I play 40, doesn't matter. It's all about having fun, and this is like I'm truly, truly having fun. I've always enjoyed playing Mario Kart games. I think I told the story in our Double Dash playthrough, AZBros Play, that I would just play Double Dash, All Cup Tour, just trying to get perfect scores, and that'd be kind of a goal of mine. But you'd lose, Blue Shell would kill you on the last on Rainbow Road, or something would happen. But I would just go back to the next day and play again. And I was just having fun. I was just enjoying it for however long I would play it.
I think we just appreciate the little things in games. And I think that's how it should be for any game, not just Mario Kart. Just take it for what it is. You know what I mean? And if you're not having fun with it for what it is, then you don't have to play it. And that's another good thing about video games. You choose, you have a lot of options. There's tons of options out there. So choose what you have fun with. And we're having a lot of fun with Mario Kart, so we're going to play it. And if you're not, then you don't have to. I've
heard some people like talking about sports. So you get your 4 main sports: football, hockey, basketball, and baseball. And like for us, we watch all sports. I can appreciate them. Hockey was when we got into late, and I'm still like more of a casual, I guess you'll call it, like a noob when it comes to.
We still don't get all the rules and stuff, but
I can appreciate it, and I can sit down and I could watch it. If I went to a game, I could enjoy it for what it is. But like I've heard people say regarding baseball, they're like, I don't like baseball, it's too slow. And so I would say, well, then don't watch baseball. If you're sitting there watching it and complaining,
because baseball is what it is. It's a slow game. It's slower than other sports. So if you don't like that, there's a lot of downtime, like in between pitches and stuff. So
there's so much like that goes into pitch selection.
And I love watching baseball.
Double plays.
And for some people, it's either their thing or they don't understand it. But we've been watching baseball for so long now, and sometimes it's just hard to get into something.
I like getting into the game where you look and you say, if I'm the manager, do I double switch here? Do I bring a guy in now and then
really
lose
just
him for
each
later?
pitch, like how you approach each hitter too is going to be different. When you got people on base and you got to pitch differently, and all that stuff, is factored into it. But yeah, some people, especially if you're just getting into it, won't understand it. So
well, and I said people who here's what's funny, like people who say I don't care for baseball, I'm not a fan. I understand that. Like, I get it. I'm saying, okay, it's not a sport for you. If you say you prefer football, it's more fast-paced, basketball, a lot of stuff going on. I get it because also, I'm a basketball fan and I'm a football fan.
Exactly.
So I get it. But I would never say, you don't get it. You don't understand baseball. You suck. You're a noob. I think this discussion's taking a weird turn. Yeah. But I think people know what we're getting at. Anyway, let's get back on topic. Let's talk about Deluxe.
It's not about Mario Kart.
But again, and this is the point I was trying to make, is I just enjoy Mario Kart, and this feels like a pure Mario Kart game. Could some of the items be toned down? Maybe. We'll see if Nintendo ends up doing that. But for right now, even in the losses, like I've had, like I'm sure a lot of you have, races where I'm in first, and I'm racing perfectly. I'm taking great lines, great shortcuts, great item use, item management. Then blue shell, triple reds, banana, bumped off, lightning.
Oh, I had it the other day. Right at the last second, I'm approaching the finish line. Yeah. Blue shell, I was front running the entire race, and I lose. I get like 6th place or something.
And yet, did you still have a smile on your face? Were you still happy?
It's kind of funny when it happens. Like, I even had it before where I still won, but I got clobbered by like two blue shells, lightning off a cliff, couple red shells here and there, random fire flower, and I still won, but it was kind of laughable. Like, even if I would have lost, because I've had it the same thing where I've lost, and it's...
And the thing is,
that's what Mario Kart is. It's crazy,
You knew there's nothing you could do about it. There's nothing you could change about your...
No, there was really no adjustments. Once you get hit, you're a sitting duck, and you just kind of left out in the open for boomerangs and fire flowers and shells and stars and everything to come and hit you, so...
Like, there's a case, like, if you play, let's say, Injustice 2, which comes out in a couple weeks, where if you lose a match, you probably know what you did wrong.
It's most likely going to be my fault. You can figure it out.
Yeah. And you can compensate, and next match...
I can practice, and I can try to fix my mistakes, for next time.
You say I was having trouble on zoning, or I wasn't, getting in enough, or I was dropping my combos. You can go to the lab and practice it and get better. In Mario Kart, I can take every turn, and like I said, use my items and get coins and do all this stuff, and a blue shell can screw me. Can you imagine playing a fighting game where that happened, where you knew, without a doubt, nothing I can practice, nothing I can do better, I lost because of RNG.
Yeah.
So let's see, what else? Let's talk about...
Well, I was going to bring up battle mode.
I was going to say
I don't think we talked about battle mode. So I was saying a lot before that it did intrigue me. It did look pretty good, but I still saw it as like that side mode of just when you're kind of little tired of racing and you want something to do, and it's not like anything going to be too crazy or too much fun, but it's just like, well, something different. You can do battle mode. And I actually found that battle mode was extremely fun, and it really is like two separate games.
Well, I was going to ask you that. What I mean? Yeah, does it feel like
really
could it be its own? Like, because I've heard some people say...
I can really see some people being pure battle mode players and some people being pure racing players, and I think that's fine because I think there's enough in battle mode to where you can do that. Or some people just like both, like me. Like, I just enjoy both. They're a lot of fun. But I don't see it as a side mode. Obviously, Mario Kart is about racing. It always has been, and battle mode has been the side mode, but I don't see it as that.
Yeah.
I don't see it as such because there's so much to it, and all the different modes, like the 5 different modes, and the different arenas and stuff, and it's really fun. And the U-turn ability, they added the U-turn in, which really helps in battle mode. I'm having a lot of fun with battle mode.
Well, you really do have to give credit. Like, that was one where we knew that was going to be in the game. We knew they were fixing it finally for Deluxe, and I was like, too little, too late. I'm sure it's going to be fun, but it's just like I don't know. I was very torn on it. I guess I was kind of leaning towards.
I wasn't saying it is what it is. Like it, to be honest. Or not that I would hate it. Just I didn't think I'd care for it as much.
Yeah, we never played battle mode as much as some people. Like, I remember playing it a lot more in 64 and even Super Mario Kart. After that, I didn't really care for Double Dash. I don't know if I think I played Wii like once. I didn't enjoy it. I didn't really care for it. This, like what they've done in Deluxe, like, again, give credit where it's due. I'm all for that. Like I said, we're eating our words a lot of this. Like going back on Deluxe, like we were against it. Like, I'm sure there's some old posts I did in message boards, and then we did some videos.
And guess what? I have no problem with it. No, I've always said it. It's good. I love doing that because it means that we were wrong about a game
awesome
not
game
being
too.
Good. It means now if we're eating our words that it's a good game. So I'll take that any day. You know, I don't care.
There's no like pride lost by being like, oh, you know, we were wrong.
It's not like we were being like unfair about it when we were saying. We were just speaking our opinion, saying we don't think it's going to be that great. And if we have to, eat our words and say, oh, no, it actually was great. Well, also, I don't have a problem. That means we get a good game.
We had reasons, and we backed up reasons why we were concerned. We always said we were hoping we would, our minds would be changed. We even said it about different aspects of Switch, and we were wrong about that.
Yeah.
Joy-Con are still, but...
The single ones, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like regarding Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, complete, what would it be called? A 180. 180.
Yeah.
Not a 360.
That would be all the way back when we started.
But yeah, complete 180 on it. And I'm so happy to say that. I still, like I said, the price is still up there. But what I was going to ask you too, let me just bring this up now that you mentioned battle mode. I've actually seen a few people say, hey, the battle mode is $60 for me. Like that's I can justify new battle mode. It feels like a brand new game. I'm buying it for that. Would you go that far, or would you say battle mode?
I mean,
maybe not a full
it's
game?
an interesting argument. I haven't really thought of it like that before.
Like a lot of different modes.
I can definitely see where they're going. I don't think I would argue it or dispute it.
Yeah.
Hard to say though. I mean, battle mode is really good, and they did a great job with it, and they added so much. And like I said, it is really like a separate. Like there's like 2 games in one here. So I mean, I think it's fair to say, but I still think a slight discount would have been nice.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't fault them for saying that. I think that's
the one thing I always I always will say is I'm okay with the $60 price tag because again, like we're saying, a lot of new stuff. Like it does feel like a new game, but for the people who already bought it, and because we're not getting new tracks and everything is very similar. DLC. Yeah. But just helping us out, I'll always maintain that. And like I said, we did get a discount. We were able to do like an Amazon Prime, getting that discount. Amazon shipped late for those of you who didn't order from Amazon, because those of us who didn't get it the first day. Some people I think are still waiting. I've heard people they were delayed until like Tuesday or Wednesday of this week. So I feel bad for them. Hopefully they either got a code, like a digital code, or went to Target or Toys R Us or Walmart somewhere. But yeah, so got discounts here and there. It worked out for us, price wise. But honestly, I mean, if I had just gave in and said $60, I can't say I'd be disappointed right now. I really don't.
Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't. The more and more you see from the game, it's like, okay, maybe the price tag wasn't so bad. I mean, we all want a discount because it is a lot of the same, but it's crazy how they have a lot of the same and made it still feel so different and new. So,
well, let's again talking about some of the changes here, because again we're kind of rambling on, but I want to hit different points and then we'll get to the tournament code as well. Don't forget about that.
Yeah, everyone's waiting for that.
Still going to show that. But what about portable? Like, we've played it in portable mode.
It looks really nice on the in portable mode. I don't know what you would call that. On the Switch, I guess you would call it. In handheld mode. I'll just say handheld. It looks great in handheld mode. I said that about Breath of the Wild. I don't know if I said it on a video, but I said it to you, that the game's just visually, it's so much better, obviously, than the gamepad. But I mean, that's what I'm comparing it to. But I mean, it looks so nice on the in handheld mode. Like, I love the game when I was playing Breath of the Wild and
it's
Bomberman and now Mario Kart. It looks great on there.
Like, not trying to take Nintendo couldn't get this to work, but I mean, they did it like that. 720p, on that little screen, it looks perfect.
I just like the Switch screen in general. Well, it just looks nice.
Like we were talking about, and here's how I explain it to you: is maybe Nintendo sees Deluxe as like what 7 was before 8 came out, and what DS was before Wii. That I think this is kind of our portable one, and if that's the case, I'm okay with it. Like 100%.
I'm fine with it. Yeah.
Because like I was saying in the beginning is. I want to be playing this game 3 years from now, because we're the people that when a new game comes out, we move on to it. Not that we couldn't go back and play an old game like we did last week. We were playing 64.
I just like
I like to move
stuff,
on. Yeah, like Injustice 2 is coming out, the fighting game, and you're not like you're going to go back to Injustice 1 and play that. Like you're moving on. So I feel like if 9 was announced and then came out, I would have to drop this game, and I don't want to drop it yet.
No, I feel like there's still so much, like we've just started really being able to fully appreciate it for what it is and really checking out all the new stuff. And if 9 came out, we'd have to we could still play it, but we'd want to move to 9,
Well, like the you mentioned my beta analogy. It does, like, I feel like the game's complete now. Like, I can safely say this game is, like, it's great now. Like,
which is kind of sad, because we had, what, like 3 years of the Wii U version, and I'm thinking, well, what if we had this? But once again, maybe that's why we're appreciating it more, because we did have the Wii U version, and now we can say, well, based off of the Wii U version, this is amazing, and that one wasn't that great, so...
Well, like we say, gotta give Nintendo credit, not only for just, some of the small stuff, but, like, the acceleration tiers, huge change. Thank you for addressing that.
They went above and beyond what they had to do.
Yeah.
They could have stopped at battle mode. They didn't have to do anything else, but they changed stats on everything. They added new characters. Yeah. They changed the they did the acceleration tier. They did away with that, and the double items too, and just everything. They just overhauled the entire system.
So much of it feels different. Like, I mean, I was telling you, even on the tracks, and this is probably in my head, but like, getting tricks off at times seems a little bit more difficult, and just like the blooper, like the traction difference, or the traction adjustment, or whatever you want to call it, the effect on traction.
Yeah,
it feels more pronounced to me now. Like,
it almost seems like they made like more like they buffed certain stats. Maybe you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure 100% if they did that or not. I mean, we were even talking in one of our previous videos about maybe stars being sped up. Still not sure about that. I've had a couple stars, used them. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, it really was.
But yeah, I mean, they made a little like small tweaks. I was saying earlier about adding bombs as a first place item. That's pretty cool, in my opinion. It's something small they didn't have to do, but it's really a nice addition. I mean, it's a nice thing to throw in there, and like I said, it gives you more options than first, and that's nice.
Well, one thing that's funny, and I'm not sure, maybe other people do this, maybe not, but I'm like really appreciating all the old tracks again, like just going back to them and like going through them, looking for little changes to see if there are any.
Yeah.
But I'm really taking it in. Like, again, this game always looked nice. Like, on the Wii U, it looked amazing.
Yeah.
I hate to be one of those people, but I feel like it does look better. I mean,
maybe that's just because we're like, we're looking for things, but it really does. Like we're talking about it, it looks more like vibrant and just more like in different areas, like lighting and stuff. It just looks better.
It really does look more like, it looks brighter. It looks shinier, like
smoother, I guess.
It really does.
I'm trying to think of words to
like, I understand the whole the change in the resolution. Like, it's going to make it look nicer, but I mean, I think it goes beyond that. Like, Nintendo kind of polished it up, so to speak. Like, kind of like nice and new now. But yeah, want to mention that. See if other people have noticed it. Maybe other people say, you guys are crazy.
It's not like extremely noticeable, but if you really look, you can see it.
Now let me see. A couple things, just tossing them in here. I think we're wrapping it up. I feel like we've.
I mean, we could rant on this. Well, not really a rant. But I mean, we could just
talk for
go
hours
on all day.
Yeah. And hey, we'll do more discussion if we miss some stuff. Put it in the comments below. Let us know, and we'll address it in a future video. But like, the online's been kind of weird for me lately. A lot of disconnections. That's to be expected. Like, what do they say? #1 selling game of the year now.
I haven't had any disconnections.
Oh, okay.
I haven't had any.
A lot.
And also, I want to point out too that we're still having our Joy-Con problems.
Yeah.
You more so than me. I had a couple things, but I was actually able to play like 4 or 5 races and not have a problem. But then you were having a lot of problems with it, so that's unfortunate. But that has nothing to do with Mario Kart.
Yeah, that's just bad Joy-Cons. Got to get those fixed.
Yeah.
But yeah, the disconnection errors, kind of weird. I've seen some. I don't know if you want to call it lag, but like a situation is where you're going through item blocks and everybody grabs one, but none of them disappear.
Yeah, and that's just like
kind of weird.
Typical. Like that, they did that in the Wii U version as well, I believe.
I'm hoping that maybe that kind of stuff can be changed, especially the DCing. But some of that maybe could be changed. I haven't really been seeing
the rubber banding as much, where like they'll all of a sudden shoot up.
Yeah,
I actually seen it a little bit, but yeah, not as much as it seems. But who knows? Like, it's hard to compare that stuff, I
mean, that other stuff, like what I'm saying about the DCing, it's fairly minor and to be expected, but hopefully it is addressed.
I've been watching a lot of streams where it's happened. I haven't had it happen to me personally, but I've been seeing streams. So
yeah, we were using the wired connection LAN adapter, so not a wireless issue so much. I did actually notice it more in handheld, so that was definitely wireless.
Yeah.
trying to think. Anything else? Anything else you
I'm
want to bring
trying to
up?
think about anything else that we haven't hit on yet. I mean, I think we hit on a lot of the stuff.
We've been talking about the game so
well,
much over the weekend.
I like the fact that and I don't know if a lot of people like it, but that the you have to still unlock the cart parts. Like I think, but not the characters. I'm glad that they have the characters except for Gold Mario. But I like the fact that you have to still unlock stuff. It just adds to the single player aspect of it.
Like, now I'm actually really going for the coins. Like I always try to get.
It feels good every time you unlock something. Like, okay, what did I get? We have to go check to see what we got. So I'm glad characters are unlocked. But yeah, and I'm glad that they have the hidden cart parts and stuff. So.
Okay, so we're going to get up to the tournament stuff, but like one final question, and again, this is for everybody. I'll ask Lockjaw. I'll try to answer it, but it's for everybody to answer. So go ahead and answer it. But like, what's like the one thing that stands out to you, like for Deluxe, like that, like favorite change to it, like thing that you've enjoyed the most, just playing Deluxe as opposed to 8? Anything stand out?
It's tough. I don't know. I am really liking the double items. I just think it adds so much to the game, and that is something that it's really noticeable.
Yeah.
I mean, when you pick up the game and you're thinking about the Wii U version to Switch or to Deluxe, that it really is a huge, like, it changes up every course, and having the new items as well. But I mean, just having the double items, just like we were talking about earlier, adds so much more thought process, and you can play so differently now. And I love that. Really. I love being able to be more aggressive if I want. I love just dropping my items and try to set them out and be or I can be defensive if I want. If I don't want to risk getting hit by a red shell.
Well, even coming up like on the final lap, going out of your way to grab that double as like that.
Yeah, and that too. That's what I was going to say too. Just having to go out. I've went routes I've never went before, and I think that just opens up the game so much to do this. The double
reward,
items,
right?
just that alone, has added so much to me.
I mean, you take a risk, but you could pay off, and you
exactly.
can win.
And I've done that, and I've had it pay off, and I've had it hurt me, but I don't mind either way because it's my choice, and it's just how the game works. So.
It sounds weird, but like it's funny how much that extra item slot.
Yeah, like
and
we're
maybe
saying, going out of
adjustments.
the way, and then just decision making. You don't have to worry much about the shield. You can kind of guarantee your shield if you grab the double.
Yeah.
And to me, that just is so noticeable, and it helps so much, and it changed the game that even if you're racing on the same tracks as the Wii U version, just doing that, like I said, you're going different routes, and you're
and with a purpose.
Your whole mindset is different.
It's with a purpose. Like you're not just going off out of the way for no reason.
That's what I'm
There's
saying. I'm not just doing it because
reason.
I want to check out the scenery over here. I'm doing it because I need that double item.
And it
really is going to help me. Yeah. So that would be the one thing that I'm really noticing and enjoying about this game that really stands out to me.
Yeah, the biggest like surprise or welcome addition or whatever you want to call it for me, 100% stat changes and acceleration tiers being gone.
There's so many good things. Yeah,
going to the combos. I've had so much fun. Like now, like you were saying, when we unlock a cart or any part, I immediately go in and I don't say, I can't make it work because of acceleration. It doesn't work.
I'm loving it. I've been playing around with so many different things, and I feel like there's a purpose behind it. And I like that. And that's what I'm saying. Like you think about both of the things we said, it's like there's more purpose and there's more reason for it, and things are more viable, and you can play in a different way that you weren't able to play before. And just that alone, like our two things combined, just think about how much that adds to the game. I mean, it adds a lot.
I really feel like the whole Deluxe moniker for the game, it really makes sense. I really felt like you were restricted in 8, that it was like you were being held back. Because again, you're in first and you have a banana, hold it, like your life depends on it.
And I don't think you truly realize it until you play Deluxe, and you're man, I can do so much more with double items than I could with single items. There's so much more to think about, so much more to do, and the card combos, like you were saying. I mean, that is.
It's just so much fun. Like
so many good things. Yeah.
Like, do you remember spending this much time in 8 just looking at every possible?
Well, we were until we figured out the acceleration tiers, and then we're like, man, now that narrows it down a lot, doesn't it?
I had like 1 or 2 options, and then I went by feel, and then what I needed to like win.
I just didn't like wasting stats. Like I know you could have done those combos, but I just figured, well, I guess I'll just do this instead, and it just makes more sense.
It's one of those where it's on paper it seems small, and I can see Nintendo saying it's not a big deal. We don't have to patch it. We don't even have to make it something like they just it's easier for us not to change acceleration.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nintendo, for doing this. Like, it really means a lot to fans.
I want to throw in a quick honorable mention, too. Another thing I'm really enjoying about this game is seeing the diversity in characters.
Oh, yeah.
In online. I love seeing everyone using the character they want. You know what I mean? Like, even though it doesn't, like, affect me, like, they can use whoever they want, I can use whoever I want. It's just good to see. You know, I like that in fighting games, too. Any game that has characters... I mean, yeah, sorry I cut you off.
Well, I was just going to say...
I just had to get that in there.
As a side effect to what you're saying... Track diversity. I'm racing on so many more tracks than I used to race on.
Yeah.
I felt like it was just like you knew what, when you saw them come up, you knew what you were going to get. And that could change. I mean, the game's early. Like, we know that.
Oh,
like,
yeah. A lot of this stuff can change.
Even character diversity could change, but knowing how the game plays now and how it's meant to function and how it's being forced to be function now, I don't see it changing. I see people just racing as characters in combinations they want, racing on tracks they enjoy, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like, we were even saying, like, VR, like, yeah, I want to win races.
I haven't paid attention to ours. I don't even know what we got. So.
I'm just, to me, again, it's like endless Mario Kart. You go in, you race. If I race on Toad's Harbor 4 times,
I'm going in because I want to
care.
have some fun.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I'm going online. I'm like, okay, let me, I got some time to spare. Let me go on. Let me play a few races, maybe try a couple different combos, and then I'll be done. And that's it. I don't care about the VR.
For me, every race is different. Like, I wouldn't want to eat the same meal every day. You know, I like to mix it up, change it up. Like, right now, I've actually... Again, Morton's like my main, if you want to call that. You know, have a main. Yeah. Everybody has a go-to character.
Well, I've been using Bowser Jr. a lot. I've really enjoyed him, and he's a newcomer, so...
Well, I mean, everybody's got their go-to character. Like I said, I kind of swap between Morton and Wario. I like Wario.
Yeah, I like Tanuki Mario, too. I use him a little, King Boo, but mostly Bowser Jr. for me.
Well, Koopa Troopa was the first character I used in Super Mario Kart. And I think I mentioned earlier, I'll just give the fun fact... I don't know the true story behind this, but I always just jokingly called Koopa Troopa Morton in the first game as a joke. And so the joke always was as well in Double Dash. I'm like, I'm Wario and Morton. So it was just kind of like a funny joke. And then suddenly in 8, I'm like, oh, well, first of all, Koopa Troopa's back, so that's cool. And Morton's in the game, the real Morton, the true Morton. So I have like 2 Mortons to choose from as a joke, and then Wario.
Yeah.
But also now, like Dry Bones, I'm using him. And I don't care. Like, I don't feel like I'm being forced to pick speed only. Like, there's
yeah. Like, I've actually been doing fine with Bowser Jr. Like, he's very light. I don't know what he'd be classified as super light, but he's a lighter character, and I'm doing just fine. Yeah. But once again, I don't care anyway. I'm just having fun, and I just want to be the character I want to be, and the kart combo and all that. So, but yeah, it really does seem like, you know, it's good to be fast in this game. It is a racing game, but I don't think you have to be fast, because acceleration has helped a lot,
Speed and acceleration have always been my 2 main criteria, like weight, traction handling. Like, I personally prefer actually low traction handling. I don't know if other people like that.
That's why, I'm like, I use a lot of the light characters anyway, but I actually like the fact that they have more handling and traction.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It kind of fits me. It's nice.
I feel like more than, like, most Mario Kart games, this one gives you that, like, freedom to choose what you want, but then there's a purpose for it. So you have your risk reward.
Like, I don't mind sacrificing speed because I like actually having the high handling and traction. Like, it really is nice going around certain corners and certain courses and stuff. So,
well, I guess this will be the final question. Like, just a quickie one, so not have to have a big answer. But is this the best Mario Kart game in your mind out of all the Mario Kart games? Top Mario Kart game?
I would say so far, yes, because I'm having so much fun with it, and it just feels like I could play it for an eternity.
Yeah.
Because I just don't feel like I'd ever really get bored. I mean, we were talking about the tracks. Yeah. You got 48 tracks, and when you go online, they pick 3, and then you can do the random spot. You may not come across certain courses in, like, weeks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it just depends. And so having that much diversity, you never get bored of them, you know? It's like all of a sudden you come across Music Park, and it's like, for me personally, I haven't played that in a long time. And so I may come across it, but then all of a sudden it's like Toad's Turnpike I haven't played in a long time.
Exactly, yeah.
So there's 48 tracks. I mean, that's a lot of tracks.
Like we're saying, it feels like a new game almost.
Yeah,
like I'm seeing it for the first time. It really feels that
and like
way.
you said,
it sounds corny, but it's
many vehicle combinations and stuff. Just the replay value is
every
real.
time I've played, I felt like I choose different carts, different wheels, just testing it, just to get a good feel for it.
You play the game how you want to play it, and that's what I like about Mario Kart. That's what I've always liked about Mario Kart.
Well, it comes down to fun, and I feel like this is the most fun I've had playing a Mario Kart game in a long time.
Same here.
And I think I've heard a lot of other people say that. I'm curious to hear from everybody else listening. Tell us, is this the best Mario Kart game? Because, like, for me, I'm like, I say that as well. I think it is. when 8 came out, 8 on paper should have been #1. But for me, I just felt
it
like
was so close, wasn't it?
I was leaning.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, it was almost a tie between like 7, 8, and Wii. Like
I really
Wii
liked Wii too. Yeah.
Like Wii, I would have probably said was my favorite after 8. Like after we
I also
played
really
8
liked
for a
the
while.
original Super Mario Kart.
Yeah, it was fun in different ways. Yeah. But now that I've played 8 or Deluxe, I should say, and I'm planning on playing a lot more. I just played over the weekend, but as of right now, and I don't know what would change it. It's my favorite. By far, I think it's not only my favorite, but I think it is the best one. But again, that's up for debate. Everybody's got a different opinion.
Exactly, yeah.
So we'd love to hear from you guys. You know, which Mario Kart game is your favorite, and which is the best? You know, it may be different too, but I don't know how. But yeah, let us know. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Share your thoughts about all the stuff that we've talked about today. I'm sure we asked a lot of questions and brought stuff up, but we want to hear from you. And about that tournament, I believe there's still a tournament we talked about. Should be starting soon here. Like, it may already be started by the time I get this video up. I don't know how long it's going to take me to listen to this and put it up. But at some point here, the tournament's going to start. And currently on your screen, it should be up. So you can read the numbers. Spoiler alert, it will be in the description below. So anybody who checked, you already knew the code.
And also, we can't guarantee that you'll be able to race with us, but you never know, right?
We'll be trying now. Let me see what the stuff was. We've never set up a tournament before, so I don't know if this is good settings. Again, we're open to doing future ones.
Yeah,
so
we can tweak it if we need to tweak it, but
yeah, let us know what you think about it. Give us suggestions if there's something in the tournament you like, and we're gonna mix it up. Like if we do more in the future,
for all we know, this could be like the Mario Kart for Wii U version of our tournaments, and then we can change it to the deluxe version later if we need to tweak it.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone got that.
Yeah,
that was kind of lame.
It's a beta, the beta tournament.
Exactly,
But yeah, let us know what you think about it. I said all the stuff's up on the screen right now, but basically it's going to be 150, no teams. We're going to do like 48 races. It's going to go for a week, I think we have it. Yeah. And there is... let me see. So you just race like the 48, right? So it's not like
so that's when you're gaining your points during all the 48. Once you get to 48, you can still come in and you can still race with everybody, but you're not going to be. At least that's how it was in normal Mario Kart. Yeah, then you won't be gaining points after that. So try to get as many points as you can in those 48 races. And you got a whole week, so don't you can go a couple days here and there and try to get your points whenever you can. So
and we'll probably try when we'll race in it. Like we said, we're going to go in there. Maybe record some of them, so you never know. You may be featured in a future AZBros Play video. But yeah, I said I didn't really do tournament mode in 8 too much. I think I raced like 2 of them, and that was it.
I tried.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I never quite understood. It was kind of weird, but we do have CPU on, hard CPU. I think you mentioned that before.
So you're not racing by yourself.
Yeah, you can have some fun. But anyway, so again, code's up on your screen, in the description below. Join us, check it out, and then also share your thoughts. If there's something we can do better in the tournament, tell us. Like what? Maybe you don't like smart steering being on. Maybe you don't like the items. Maybe you want frantic items or whatever. Let us know. We'll adjust it accordingly. But we do hope to do this more often because, as I said, we love the game. We want to play it. We're sure you guys like it too. Sure you guys are enjoying it. So
hopefully.
But yeah, I think that's going to do it for us. Kind of a longer discussion than we thought, but again, we could talk about Mario Kart for hours. So
exactly.
I'm not even sure how long this one went. Maybe it went for an hour. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the discussion, the video, please leave us a like. Really helped us out. We really appreciate it. Again, it's just a way to tell us, I like what you're doing. Do more of that. Because if people don't like it, then we're like, well, maybe they don't like it.
Yeah.
You see how that works?
Yeah, you gotta let us know.
Do you like it or do you not? Also, if you enjoy our content overall, please subscribe to the channel if you already haven't. Just keeps you up to date, when we put videos up, and again, supports us, helps us out. AZBros.com, another great way to keep up to date with everything we do. We post different stuff over there from time to time, blogs and news, all that kind of good stuff. But yeah, that's going to do it for us, so we'll see you guys later.
Yep, see ya.